Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in this tutorial class, we'll take one example of a circular tank with flexible joint. Are you able to see the OneNote screen? Okay, so the example one is design a circular water tank. Design a circular water tank with flexible base. With flexible base and open at the top and open at top for a capacity of for a for a capacity of 6 lakh liters for a capacity of 6 lakh liter resting on ground. The materials are M30 grade concrete and HYSD bar and HYSD reinforcement of grade MP415. So let's solve this. Given data, we are supposed to design a circular tank with flexible base. The capacity of the tank is equals to 6 lakh liters. Now 6 lakh liters means it is 600 meter cube. Okay, it should store a water of 600 meter cube, because your 1 meter cube of volume equals 1000 liter of water. Okay, and we have been given the grade of concrete as M30 and reinforcement as Fe415. Okay, so in the design, the first step is to arrive at the dimensions of the tank. Okay, so we'll based on the capacity required, we'll first find the diameter and the height of the tank. So uh, so we'll assume one of the parameter. Let us say uh, the depth of we provide a depth of 5 meter. Okay, so for depth of 5 meter, what will be the diameter that we can find from the capacity required? So let us provide 5 meter depth, okay, with 0.3 meter of freeboard. Okay, so and if D is equals to the depth, the diameter of tank, and considering 20 thick plaster inside, waterproofing plaster on inside face, side faces. So your diameter, net diameter, will be equal to D minus 2 times the plaster thickness, that is 20 So it will be D is equals D minus 0.04. See, we have assumed the depth, and let us say this is the section. We are providing waterproofing on the inside face. This 20 thick waterproofing is provided. So your net diameter will be now this 20 mm this plaster, 20 mm this plaster gets deducted from the clear dimension. Okay. And also your net height will also be 5 minus this plaster at the base. So net height will be equal to 5 minus 0.02. So that is and also the freeboard, if this is the water level, then we have considered 300 mm of freeboard, so minus 0.3. So this will be this 4.5 4.7 minus 0.02, it will be 4.68 meter. Okay, so this will be the uh, net height. So you can now equate the volume with the capacity. So volume occupied by this you can equate with the capacity, that is this. Okay, so your volume of water or the capacity is equal to 6,000 meter cube. So this implies this is circular in plan. So the volume of the cylinder will be 5 by 4 into the effective diameter, that is d minus 0.04 whole square into the height. So the net height is 4.68 equal to 600 equals to 600. Now here everything is in meter. This is in meter cube. Okay, this is in meter. This is in meter. Everything we have converted into meter. So we'll get the diameter in meter. So the diameter is comes out to be 12.81. Okay, so let us say we round it off. Let us say 12.85. 12.85 meter. Okay, so we provide the diameter of the tank as 12.85. So now from the theory, the uh, maximum hook tension is given by T is equals to gamma times H times the diameter by 2. So we can write maximum hook tension at base T is equal to gamma W, that is unit weight of water, gamma W into H into D by 2. So it is 9.81 into the height. Height is 5 meter into this diameter. Diameter is 12.85 by 2. So you will get this tension P is equals to 314.83 kilonewton. Now you have the value of the tension. You can now find the thickness of the walls, as well as you can find the uh, amount of reinforcement required to the walls. Okay, so the thickness required. Now to find the thickness, we can either use this formula, okay, or we can use the table. These two are one and the same only, or you can use this empirical formula, because this from this thickness, then you will get the once you have the thickness, then you can find the amount of the steel required. So we'll use this formula, or we can also use this table. See, for this, for grade of M30 and Fe415, the thickness is given by the thickness is given by grade of M30 and Fe415. It is this, okay, T by 1660. So either you can use this, so you can use T by 1660, or you can use the formula T is equals to tension divided by 1000 sigma Ct times 1 minus m minus 1 into sigma Ct divided by sigma St. If you don't remember this formula, you can you can use this formula, and in this we have to put the values of sigma Ct and sigma St and sigma modular ratio m. So you will get the similar type of expression. So here the tension is 314.83 into 10 to the power 3 divided by 1660. So you will get the thickness. It is 189.66 189.66 mm. Okay. This is T required. See, if you remember this formula, then you can apply it for any grade of concrete or any uh, steel, because these values are available from the code, so you can find the value of the thickness. But if you but for this, you have to remember different formulas for different grades of concrete and steel. So let us say a thickness of 200 mm. Okay. So now we have the thickness. We can now find the amount of the steel. So area of hoop steel required, ASH, is equal to uh, it is T divided by sigma ST. Okay, and the value of the T is 314.83 into 10 to the power 3 divided by sigma ST for Fe415 grade is 130.
Hello. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, some interruption. Actually, I had a call, so it was. Uh, uh, amount of hoop steel is given by the total tension divided by the permissible stress in steel. So it will be 314 divided by 130. 130 is the permissible tensile stress in steel of grade Fe415. So this will be 2422 mm square per meter height of the wall. Okay, per meter height of wall. Okay, now you also have to find the minimum steel to make sure that the amount of steel required to resist the direct tension uh, is uh, is at least the minimum steel. Okay, so let us find the minimum steel. Minimum steel, we call this as AS minimum, and it is for this Fe415 grade, means for HOSD bars, it is 0.35 or 0.24 of the surface area, 0.24% of surface area. Here, 0.35 is for the uh, largest diameter more than 15 meters. But here our largest dimension is less than here. D largest dimension is D, which is 12.85 meter, which is less than 15 meter. Okay. So if you remember the laws of minimum steel, this for HYSD bar, it is 0.35. But if your length of the member is more than 15 meter, but if your dimension of the tank is less than 15 meter, it is 0.24 for HYSD bars. Okay, for HYSD bars of dimension less than 15 meter, this is this. So you can use 0.24. So it is 0.24 divided by 100 into the surface area, that is 1000, that is width per meter, because we are finding it per meter, into the thickness, that is 200. So this is 480 mm square. Okay, so here our area of the steel required to resist direct tension is more than the minimum steel. This is also per meter. This is more than 480 mm square per meter. So we have to provide the steel based on the required tension required to resist the tension. Provide steel provide steel on both sides, because we know that for for thickness less than 200, we can provide steel in single layer, but for 200 or more thickness, we have to provide the steel in two layers. So let us provide the steel in two layers on both faces. So your AS minimum on each face will be equal to half of this, that is 480 by 2, that is 240 mm square per meter. Okay, on each face. This is on each face. So from these requirements, we can now provide the reinforcement. So provide 16 dia at the rate 160 mm center to center on both face, circular in shape, circular steel. This is your main steel, okay, which resists the total tension T. Okay, so this steel, the steel required for resisting this value. Okay, so the ASH provided, hoop steel provided, this one is the required. Okay, and this is provided is equal to 16 area of 16 mm die is 201 into uh, for 1 meter width and divided by spacing. So you will get the amount of the steel, and this is provided on both the faces, multiplied with the 2. So So it is 2512 mm square per meter. Okay, which is more than the required one, that is 2422 mm square per meter. So therefore, okay. Next, this is the main steel. Hoop steel, okay, which is also the main steel. Next is the vertical steel, which is your distribution steel. So for that, for distribution steel, it is based on the minimum steel requirement. So this has to be clear. Now for distribution steel, it will be based on the minimum steel requirement of 240 mm square per meter. So for that, provide 8 mm dia at the 200 center to center on both faces. Okay, and this will be vertical steel. Vertical steel. This is your distribution steel. So your ASV vertical steel provided is equal to, for 8 mm diameter, the area is 50 into 1000 divided by 200, and this is also provided on both the faces, so multiply by 2, so it will be 250 500 mm square. Mm square, so which is greater than your 480 mm square per meter. Okay. Or we can say, or on each face, on each face ASV provided will be equal to 500 by 2 mm square. 500 by 2, that is 250 mm square per meter. Okay, also you can ensure that this is more than the per face required minimum steel, that is 240 square per meter. Okay, so we have now designed the section. We have arrived at the thickness required as well as the steel required to resist the tension due to the water pressure. Now we have to make sure that the tensile stresses in concrete are within the limits. So after this design, we have to check our section. So check for concrete tensile stresses. So tensile stresses sigma CT is equal to the tensile force divided by the transformed area AT. Okay, now the transformed area for the wall of 1 meter thick, 1 meter width is 1000 into T plus m minus 1 into AST, or here ASH, because the tension ASH. So this is equal to the tensile force, that is 314.83 into 10 to the power 3 divided by 1000 into width, thickness is 200, plus m minus 1, modular ratio for M30 grade is 9.33, minus 1 into the area of the steel provided, that is 2512, okay. So your tensile stresses will be 1.43 Newton per mm square, and these are less than the permissible stress. This is actual tensile stress. Okay, we call this as FCT, actual tensile stress, and it which is less than sigma CT, which is the permissible tensile stress, which is equal to 1.5 Newton per mm square. Okay, this check becomes very important when you use the empirical formula. Okay, when you use the empirical formula for the thickness, that is this formula for arriving at the thickness of the wall, then this check becomes important, because uh, while you arriving at that thickness, there is no consideration of the tensile stress or permissible tensile stress in concrete. But when you use this formula for the thickness required, that is this formula or this, they indirectly considers the permissible stresses. Okay, so whatever the thickness required based on the permissible thickness, that you have already considered. So when you use these formulas, you can also skip, but ensure that the thickness provided is more than the required thickness from based on this formula. But if you are using this empirical formula to arrive at the thickness, that is 30h plus 50, where h is the depth of the tank, then in that case you have to check this check for the tensile stress, because you have not considered any uh, this permissible tensile stress in concrete while arriving at the thickness. Okay, now this was the amount of steel required at the base. So whatever the steel we have calculated here, that is for the maximum hoop tension. But we know that the intensity of the hoop tension, it gradually decreases as we move up, because your pressure, water pressure also reduces as we move up. So you can form a table uh, specifying the amount of the steel at different height. So see, you can see that this what your pressure diagram gradually reduces at the reduces to zero at the water surface. So whatever the steel we have now calculated, that is for the base, and if you provide the same all throughout the section, then it would be uneconomical. So you can calculate at different intervals and find the corresponding steel, and you can provide that. So uh, just make a table with height in meter. Okay, this is measured from the top top of the water surface. Okay, then what is the tension at that level in kilonewton, and what is the hoop steel required at that level in square per meter. Okay, then you ASH provided in square per meter. Okay, and the vertical steel ASV provided. ASV will be constant because it is based on the minimum steel, and the minimum steel has to be provided. At least minimum steel has to be provided. So it will be same throughout the section. Square per meter. So this was calculated at the base. So you can now calculate at other locations. Let us say 4 meter. Okay, so at 4 meter, your tension will be 251.86 kilonewton. You can calculate this of your own, and the amount of steel required will be 1937 square per meter. And let us provide for this, let us provide 16 diameter at the rate 200 center to center. Okay, both faces. And for the vertical steel, it will be the same 8 diameter at the rate 200 center to center, both face. Now note that this hoop steel is provided in the form of ring. In the uh, morning lecture, we have seen that this hoop steel is provided in the form of ring. Okay, and this vertical steel is provided as a vertical bar. So you can for hoop steel you can change the diameter as well as spacing. Okay, you can this is the hoop steel. So for the hoop steel, you can change the diameter as well as the spacing of the bar. But for this, uh, uh, for the vertical steel, uh, it is based on the minimum steel. So uh, this will be same throughout. Then 3 meter from the top. So at 3 meter, you can find the tension based on the formula. Okay, so at 3 meter height, you can again find it out. Uh, the amount of the tension from this. So you just change this height to 3 meter, you will get the tensile force. Okay, using this formula at different height you can find. So at 3 meter it is 188.90, and the amount of the steel you can find it out from this formula. This. Okay. So this will be 1453. Okay, so for this now you can change the diameter also, because it is provided in the form of circular rings or circular shapes. So 12 mm at the rate 150 mm center to center, both faces. And this will be same, vertical reinforcement will be the same. Then at 2 meter you can find. Similarly, at 1 meter you can find. Okay. So at 2 meter, this comes out to be 125.93, and the steel required is 969 mm square per meter, and the steel you can provide 10 mm dia at the rate 160 mm center to center, both faces. Okay, and at 1 meter it is 62.97, and this will be 484 required steel, and here it will be 8 mm at the rate 200 mm center to center, both faces. Okay, so this is all about the reinforcement in the walls, side walls. Okay, this is the table for the reinforcements in side walls or the walls of the tank. Now for the reinforcement in the base slab, uh, let us provide the base slab the base slab thickness will also be depending on the soil underneath. So you have to have these SPC and all details. So for now, we'll take the minimum. Let us provide 200 mm thick base slab, and provide minimum steel, because when designing the base slab you have to check certain things which are dependent on the geotechnical report. That is, it should not we should check the flotation condition. Okay, it should not float. Okay, in case of empty tank, when the tank is full empty, the tank should not uplift or it should not float. Okay, uh, then we have to check its sliding and overturning. So, so so for now, we do not have the data, so we can say let us provide 200 mm thickness, and the minimum steel AS is equals to 0.24 divided by 100 into 1000. Okay, into 200 by 2. That is for the each face. Okay, this is for the each face. The reinforcement on the each face. This will be 240 mm square per meter. Okay, so Now, if you see the detailing of this, okay, so this is the plan view, okay, and this is the elevation. So we have provided the at different height, we have different steel. Uh, we have provided 16 dia at 160 at the base, 16 dia 160. So 16 dia 160 is provided on both the faces as the horizontal steel. Okay, this one. Okay, then as we move up, it is then reduced to 16 dia 200 at 4 meter also. So at 4 meter also it is 16 dia 200 center to center. Okay, then at 3 meter, this is 12 dia 150 center to center. So here 12 dia 150 center to center. Then at 2 meter it is 10 dia 160, 10 dia 160, and at see these are the intervals, 1 meter, again 1 1 1 and 1. Then at the last, at the top, it is 8 dia 200 center to center. So this is 8 dia 200 center to center. Okay, now the vertical steel is throughout same, that is 8 dia 200 center to center. So this you can see, it is, this vertical steel is all throughout the same. Okay, and these the hoop steel, they are provided on the outer side. Okay, so you can see that these are provided outer side and the vertical are provided inside. So in plan, if you see, this is the hoop steel, the one going through, and the one shown in the dot, they are the vertical steel. This is in the plan view. Okay, so this is the vertical steel, and this is the hoop steel. And this is vertical steel. Okay, so and the inside diameter is 12.85 meter, which is our diameter of the tank, inside dimension of the tank. Then see, this is a flexible joint. So this is very important. You have to provide the detailing of flexible joint. So this is very important. This is the detail of the flexible joint or sliding joint. Means some jointing sealing compound is filled, and on top of it stripping paint is done, and the surface is prepared, like rubber pads are put so that it can slide. Okay, so this is all about the your design of flexible circular tank. If you have any doubt in this, we can discuss. Any doubt? I will be sharing this OneNote screen as well as the video links, so you can access this at later only also. Actually, this OneNote is now very large in size because all the lectures of different subjects are being conducted on this, so it takes time for processing. Okay, so if you don't have any doubt, then we can stop here. In the next class, we'll go through the theory of design of circular tanks with rigid joint. Okay, and we'll also see the numerical example for the design of such tanks.